hate puppies. It's good podcast.
I feel threatened.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty good, man. I was kind of digging what you were doing right there.
Just freestyling, you know.
I see that, man. Well, that's what you've always been known for, is freestyling.
I get on the mic and I just kick it.
I get it, man. I get it. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House. We've got a EFD, hashtag EFD.
EFD.
It's Ely Free Day.
It's like a holiday.
It's an interesting one. It's a lonely holiday.
Yeah.
There's less people around.
It's easy to talk shit, but I do enjoy when Ely's here.
Oh yeah, but don't worry. I got Ely here. I can just drop a little like. Oh, I guess I can't do it, man. This producer needs to be fired. In fact, here, let me fix that glitch for you.
Anybody else want to talk on the mic? Get this shit
I'm not even
out
going
of
to
here.
phrase my feelings right now. You're a fucking hippie.
We got Ely here. The I Hate Puppies drop died, unfortunately.
Oh man, that was a crowd favorite, I think.
If anybody has any idea how to like operate a good soundboard or a good soundboard software that can be used on like an Android tablet, that would be pretty dope.
That would be nice.
Because this thing, I don't know why it does this, but about every month it goes, oh, these clips no longer work.
I feel like every week it just operates slightly different than the week before.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's what I get for paying $0 for a soundboard software that I found. I didn't find a guy who was like, hey, I'm pushing this software. I found a guy in the comment section of a random Reddit post who was like, actually, I created one in my basement. But this guy, it wasn't even about the post. It was like way down in the comments. And I was like, oh, that's like all I need right there. I'll just use that.
And only good stuff comes out of Reddit, right?
I think so. I'm just such a Reddit head.
I'm still like, I'll go there every now and then, and it's a hole. You just go deep, but like, I still don't know how to properly use it and search for things and like navigate it, I guess is the terminology I'm looking for here.
Yeah, it just takes time. It's like anything else. You know, it's not super intuitive, but then like you start to do it and you're like, oh, okay, this is doable.
Yeah.
Like you got to get in there and try it, man. There's all the good shit's there. Or you can just wait and then it's on Facebook a week later.
True.
I mean, that's essentially how that works. Everything funnels through there and then ends up over on the old Facebook.
I'd love to get off Facebook.
So do it. Actually, no.
I'll push this
once
podcast.
a week.
Yeah, exactly.
I need you on Facebook every
Exactly.
Thursday around 10:30, 11 o'clock. The occasional Friday.
Yeah.
I need you there because that's when I release episodes.
There you go.
As you know.
That's right.
So, do you have a good Mother's Day? Do anything cool?
Yeah, it was good. I think I might not hit it out of the park, but I think I had a pretty good day. I think Mom was happy. Well, more the wife.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about my brother-in-law. I wanted to reach out to him because this is his first Mother's Day, like where his wife has a baby.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And it's like, you better not screw that up because it's no longer just about your mom.
Yeah.
Like immediately your head goes to that, like, take care of my mom. But like, if you don't take care of the mother of your children, you're a dead man.
Yeah, I feel I do a lot more for the mother of my kids than my mom.
You do the most for whichever one wakes up in the house you're in.
Yeah, that's a good rule of thumb right there.
You know what I mean? Like whichever one, if you wake up in your mother's house, you better start pampering your mother.
We do for all the grandmothers. We always do. I say we. My wife does it. We do personalized picture cards with the kids. You know, on them with pictures of them.
Nice.
At Walmart, it's a few bucks, and I mean, the grandparents love that. I mean, that's an always popular gift to go to. So
I've had a bit of a scam I've been running for the last few years for Mother's Day, and I thought I was genius. So what I do is every year, you know, my wife wants to like plant some flowers around the house, some kind of like annuals that are gonna die, you know, at the end of the year. Yeah. So like you got to do it every year, and usually I can hold out until Mother's Day before she asks for it.
Ah.
So then I go out to the store buy a bunch of flowers,
And that's your gift.
bring them back here,
Or part of your gift.
and just start digging in the yard and planting flowers. And then she comes home at some point from doing whatever, and then I'm like,
Ta-da!
look what I've done.
Yeah.
Which is great because she's going to ask me to do it at some point.
Yeah.
But if I do it on my own, then what a hero.
Yeah.
Like, look what I've done. So I've been doing that the last few years. And then this year, 1 week before Mother's Day, she was like, we need flowers. And I was like, oh, I'm so busy.
Yeah.
Damn it. And I ended up having to put the flowers in the ground. So I really had to figure out
So
something
then you had
else.
to come up with a better gift.
I had to come up with a new plan. Yeah.
Did you fall short, or did you figure something out?
So I should have known as soon as my big plan went to pot on me
Yeah.
that I was in trouble. And this year in particular, I woke up Mother's Day morning about 7 a.m. to one of the girls coming in with breakfast in bed, which is the other move that a guy can do. He can get up and make breakfast and look like a hero. So I'm like,
I can't do that.
damn it. Like, the kids came in with the breakfast in bed. So I was like, okay, well played. And then I walked down the stairs, and there's a fucking banner that they had made.
Whoa.
It
On
says-
their own accord?
Yes, and it says Happy Mother's Day, and they'd keep it hidden, and then they put it up on the walls, and so there was a banner hanging, breakfast was in bed. By 8 a.m., I'd already been trumped. I was like, I'm screwed.
You didn't take credit for that?
No, the curve had been blown.
You weren't like, yeah, we worked on this.
We worked on this all
is
day.
our-
Do you
this
see
is
how
our
I
idea.
misspelled
Yeah.
mothers? Isn't that hilarious?
I just let the girls do their thing, artistic license and all.
Yeah, I wasn't going to stifle the children.
No,
Come
no.
on. They're the creative type. Now I knew I was dead in the water. I
Yeah.
came downstairs 8 a.m. I'm like, wow. There's a banner up. Breakfast has been served, and the flowers were planted last weekend. I'm a dead man.
Oh, wow.
Like, I was like, this is.
You didn't have anything?
I
checked?
kind of did. Well, so I loaded them. The wife left for the gym. And I was like, girls, get in the damn truck. Like, what are you doing to me here? But I can't say that to them. I'm like,
Yeah.
you guys are doing great today. I'm
Yeah.
really, really proud of you. And in my head, I'm just like, fucking brown nosing motherfucker, So I drove off to the store and bought orchids. My wife loves orchids.
Nice.
So Elise came home, and we had one for the office that she could take into her new office and one
Yeah.
for the home. So I did pull that. And then I did the ultimate move, which was be the DD,
Yeah.
because she had a big day planned of wineries with some of her friends. So I just drove
Them around.
took care of that, and
Nice.
then brought them back here, and of course just cooked all the dinner, cleaned up the dinner, all that.
Yeah, that was the one request. I said, honey, what do you want? She's like, just take care of dinner. So I was like, I can do that. So hit her parents up, invited them over, went to the grocery store, bought a bunch of stuff to grill out, and pretty easy. I bought her a few gifts, but my wife's so hard to buy for because she's just not typical in that, she doesn't wear makeup and jewelry and, all that kind of, stuff you always have on the back burner, She's not a big wine person. So
flowers, man. I mean, like, plant the flowers, though.
Yeah, we're not good at that. She kills everything, and I really know nothing about any of that stuff. Actually, 2 or 3 years ago, I hired Jason to come over and redesign my entire yard.
Yeah, when he was doing the
Yeah.
fully charged lawn care, that was certainly helpful for us.
Yeah, he did a great
everything-
job. It still looks
Everything looked better.
pretty good. Yeah, I mean, my grass looks like hell, but all the flowers and plants and stuff he put out are holding up pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I have the green thumb of the family, but that's not saying a lot.
Yeah,
Like, I'm the default.
yeah. See, you got a new. Speaking of green thumb, you got a new little thing going on out here.
Man, I don't know what the hell I'm doing with that. So
What did that just come out of nowhere? Whose idea was that?
my wife bought me a greenhouse back in September, like an actual greenhouse.
Because she knows you're the green thumb.
Well, she knows, in our old house, I had a vegetable garden and I loved it. I would
Yeah.
always be out there working on the garden, and really, it was
That's right.
just
You did have a vegetable garden at the old house.
it was really cathartic for me just to stand out there after a really long day and just spray water on dirt,
Yeah.
and just stare at it and just be decompress for a little bit. So I dug that, and I haven't been able to do it since we moved here because this whole place is just nothing but shade in the backyard. And we've been killing trees at a tremendous rate.
You hate trees.
Tree genocide over here, man. It's been rough. Especially if you're a sweet gum tree. Those are the fucking miserable tree. What is the point of that tree?
Why would any developer ever allow for that tree to stay in a yard they're putting a house on? Like, it is pointless.
It's like the two things that I just don't see any value in: sweet gum trees and wasps. What do wasps do?
Yeah.
They don't pollinate anything.
No.
They're not making honey. They're not doing any of this stuff.
They're scary. They sting.
They just fuck you up.
Yeah, they get in places and fuck them up.
I don't see what, like, when God made those, he was, like, out of ideas. He was like, well, cons. You know what? Not everything needs a pro. Just put it out.
Does something eat them? Am I missing something here? Like, where do they fall in the food chain? I mean,
they kill stuff.
Yeah.
But, I got a lot of animals to kill stuff. I don't need wasps.
No.
Miserable. And the word's hard to say.
Wasp.
But wasps, it's very difficult. It's probably good.
You're not talking about white Anglo-Saxon Protestants.
No, I'm talking about.
Yeah, what good are they?
I don't see the point of those either. But I'm an Irish Catholic, so
there you go.
I've just been recently learning. There's a whole other story about just how much ass whooping went down in the Irish community between the Catholics and Protestants. I always was aware. But I didn't know the extent of the hatred and death just because they were just completely just crap. Like, no one wanted them. They were like the lowest of society. And then they just turned on each other. I'm like, that's not how you build yourself up.
Aren't they pretty close? Like,
yes.
As an outsider, you would go, there, you're like.
Literally the same God.
Yeah, that's like, that's like purple and violet getting into it. It's like you're same thing over here, right?
I assume that color joke, those colors must be very close to each other.
Once I started that color joke, I was like, this isn't going to land well.
Yeah, you're talking to the wrong dude. Like, let me put on my Enchroma glasses and then tell me the joke again.
Yeah.
And see if it sticks. But yeah, my wife bought me this greenhouse, and I guess I've never really taken the time to understand greenhouses or ever known really anything about.
I can sum them up, right? You put plants in them and they grow magically. Isn't that how it works? Or is there more to that?
Essentially, that's exactly what I thought. Like, all right, do greenhouses like allow for more light, the same amount of light, less light? How does that work?
I thought that they just I guess the light wouldn't change unless it's a tent, right? But it traps the heat in, holds heat and humidity in.
I knew nothing. So I built this thing, and of course, that's how I roll. Like, I built it, put shit in it, and then go, I should probably read the instructions.
I should see what this thing should be used for.
And that was after I had already all the tomato plants, the peppers, all the herbs, like everything's in there, and I'm like,
I guess it's good for protecting, like, from the animals and stuff, because I know around here you probably get, like, rabbits and...
I get crushed.
Yeah.
Everything. Every tomato I've ever grown, squirrel comes along, takes one bite, and dumps it 4 feet from the plant. And I just get to look at it with his little gnaw mark in it. So I thought, okay, that's perfect. It'll protect everything. And I assume on some level it does something, like as far as light's concerned, which now that I've done some research, apparently it does. Light comes in and then reflects around.
Okay.
And it creates an environment where it gets hit with more light.
Gotcha.
So it does do more with the light that's coming in. Didn't know.
Yeah.
So that's kind of awesome. I was like, all right, cool. But apparently,
so the plant, whatever's in there is getting hit from all angles, not just like one angle at 1 hour of the day and then it's shady the rest of the day and all that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
But I didn't know that. I knew that they like kept heat in.
Yeah.
But it never occurred to me that you could just bake a plant.
Yeah, I never thought about that either. That
so I was like,
sense.
Damn it. So I got the whole thing like zipped up and like baking the plants. Yeah. And then I read that like all greenhouses have flaps that open at the top and fans that come on and circulate everything. Because I guess you're trying to keep the temp within like the same 10 degrees for as long as possible.
Well, I guess you want to put fresh air in there too. If it's too tight, it'd be just stale, stagnant air and no ventilation.
So now I got this low-level ass greenhouse like a plastic covering over top of a crappy little structure that I got no way of ventilating. I don't know what's going on. I went out there the other day. I opened the damn thing up, and everything was dripping wet.
Oh, wow.
And I was like,
A little too
that's
humid?
That's probably how fungus starts. Like, now there's a whole world of potential problems I was completely unaware of.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's going great.
Thanks, honey.
It's been a blast. So I built this damn thing, and I really have no idea what I'm doing with it.
It doesn't look like it's that substantial either. Like,
Oh, it's small.
well, it's small, but it doesn't look like it's that solid either. Like, it might be.
Oh, no.
It'll be gone. It might disintegrate.
We've got a whole week of storms ahead of us.
Yeah.
We'll see if it's there at the end of the week.
Yeah, it was just coming down hard a few minutes ago.
I'm afraid that, death to the greenhouse could be coming. But
Well, then you're done with it. Then you know.
but if it works, I'm gonna be the greenhouse guy. I'm gonna want to upgrade.
Yeah.
And keep going after it. But yeah, that thing is like super small too, on top of everything. So I went out and bought what I thought was a small amount of plants, and I'm a week
Filled
into
it
it
immediately.
Yeah, and they've grown like a foot, all of them. I was like, oh God, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? We will see. I've learned a lot. If anyone's got any greenhouse tips, I can certainly
keep us informed. I'm curious.
We will see.
I would
very
never
soon.
have one, but go for it.
Well, no, it was all part of my wife's master plan to get me to plan everything early.
There you go.
She snookered me and backdoored me. But now I got a greenhouse and I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I think I'm probably going to kill all the plants just differently
Yeah.
now. But I think I've mastered the light problem.
Okay.
And that's at least something in a shady yard.
Yeah, that's a big issue. Taking down all those trees helps.
Well, yeah, and I don't know which one is more responsible, the destruction of the forest that was my yard or the greenhouse. I don't know which one's helping. But I will have updates as the year progresses. I can tell you that with my job schedule and traveling, I'm probably going to end up baking this shit out.
Because you'll be gone and no one will be here to check on it and take care of it. Yeah.
I'm probably going to screw this up on some level. Maybe just keep the door open, but then the deer and the squirrels can just come in and have a nice, comfortable place to eat.
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's nice and warm in here.
It's like takeout now.
Yeah.
You know? They're like, perfect. You see the Uber Eats deer come in and haul off all the stuff. Sons of bitches.
Yeah, because you probably have it all back here.
Yeah, the kids woke me up this morning screaming about woodpeckers and deer. There were deer in the yard and a woodpecker knocking on the house, and I was just like, everybody, leave me alone. Just trying to sleep.
Trying to get my sleep on.
I was up all night because of the damn Caps.
Oh, yeah.
I was amped up, man.
Yeah, I actually got into it a little bit last night. And I'm not a hockey guy.
I mean, I try not to talk too much about sports on the show, but I'm so just amped up about the damn Caps. It messes me up.
So they've never been to the finals, right?
No, they've been there before. They just never won it.
Okay.
I believe that's the case.
But ever since they, quote unquote, got good when Ovechkin got there, they've fallen short every year.
Yeah, round 2 every time.
Yeah, so this
Every
was a
time.
big deal that they're in the conference finals.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I'm fired up. Like I'm just so jacked up about the whole thing. But what I realized, I was telling you last night, that I realized why I'm so on edge with this, and it's because I've been in an abusive relationship for a long time with someone that I love very much for reasons that I can't explain.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part.
That's essentially how I feel, because here I am just like getting yelled at and taking my whoopings from for years, and nothing has ever changed, and it's been the same really just bad abusive relationship. But then all of a sudden, these assholes came home with flowers.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, bud, how are you? It's good to see you.
I've been thinking about you a lot lately.
Why don't you put on something special? I'm gonna take you out on the town. You're my special guy.
Well,
and I'm like, well, oh shucks, I am your special guy, Caps.
You've gone through this with other teams that you care about.
Yeah, the Cubs were the worst abusive relationship forever. 108 years of them just being abusive, and then one day they just got nice all of a sudden.
Did it pay off for you?
It did in the end.
I mean, did the joy from that championship overtake the years of heartache?
I made it all worth it.
Really?
Yeah,
it
yeah.
erased all of it.
Absolutely.
I can't imagine that it would.
Oh, it absolutely did.
Logistically, like the amount of time and sad times you had. I mean, what, 20-1, 30-1?
Yeah, but it's the same. It's that abusive relationship mentality. I live for the date. I want the one date.
It must be.
I take this horrible relationship, and that's why I keep waiting for the other shoe to drop with the Caps. Like, they're playing really well right now, and it's just like
they were on fire last night.
I feel like we're just out to dinner, and they're letting me order whatever I want.
Yeah,
they're listening to my stories, not just talking over me.
You're
like,
getting to go where you want.
Yeah, everything's going great,
yeah.
but then like every time I hear like someone drop a fork, I think I'm about to get hit. I'm like, oh, I got. So like I'm still really kind of freaked out. So I'm very much still in this bad relationship.
Hockey's one of those sports too that I've never been that into it, but the few times I watch it, it doesn't take long for it to go south. I mean, you could be up 2-3 goals and think, oh, it's in the bank, and somebody can score. I mean, they'll score 2 or 3 times in a minute and a half.
I've seen it happen, yeah, against the Caps.
You're like, how the hell is that possible?
And that's why I never feel like it's never comfortable until after the game.
Yeah, we were watching that game last night, and they were up 4 goals, and it was like it wasn't until it was like 30 seconds left that
I started lightening up.
We're like,
because
okay.
with 6 minutes left, I was like 4 goals, 6 minutes. Oh, that's really not good odds. That's how I was looking at it.
And then it gets like under a minute. You're like, well, technically they couldn't drop the puck 4 times or 5 times.
You're doing the math. Yeah. It worked out. We're on a really nice date right now, and I hope
up 2-0 over the Lightning, who I think had the best record in the East.
At least in the East, yeah. We will see how it goes down. By the time this episode drops, it'll either be 2-1 or 3-0. Neither of which are a safe lead.
No.
as far as I'm concerned. Because this relationship could go poorly at any moment.
And the history says
it will go poorly.
The Caps history says that.
It's nerve-wracking, man. But I'm enjoying the date while we're on it. They're being so nice.
Until you get backhanded.
I'm afraid it's coming. But
and then all of your friends will say,
I told you.
You knew that was going to happen.
But you just took them back.
You always take them back.
And here I am taking them back, making excuses. Oh, this? No, I fell. That had nothing to do with the Caps losing in the second round.
It was really funny. I was like walking out of my bedroom, and I looked back over my shoulder, and the door, like I just turned around like right and just ran right into the side of the door.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Yeah.
Well, it's like I always tell myself, you're a fucking idiot.
That's right.
You deserve it.
I'm such a klutz.
So it really is awful, man. You just always waiting for that other shoe to drop. But I'm enjoying it today. This is the day.
Today's a good day.
Yeah. So I will take it. The only thing that could make it a little better or worse, it appears that may be coming true very soon when it comes to sports. Did you see that today? I don't know. I guess it was the Supreme Court.
Oh, yeah.
There was there's been a case for a long time, I guess since like 92, that they, I can't remember what state it was, but they tried to get legalized sports gambling, and it was voted down. And this is what's crazy is Las Vegas got grandfathered in from like 91. Like they were allowed to have sports gambling.
I always wondered how that worked. Like why was Vegas and Atlantic State doesn't have sports gambling, right?
No, I found that out the hard way.
That's right.
But they so for whatever reason another state tried to do it, and I guess the Las Vegas lobby must have chimed in and was like, no, sue them. That's not how that works. And then it was passed long ago that states don't have the right to have gambling, with the exception of Nevada.
Yeah.
Which is really screwy that someone can get grandfathered in and then a law be passed federally
Yeah, that's
to outlaw it for everyone else. That's the dumbest shit ever.
Yeah.
That's
I
like
think states should be given more rights anyway. Like that way, if I don't like what a certain state's doing, I'll just say F it. I'm moving to another state where they do things that I'm down with.
But what's weird, I totally agree with you. What I find so odd though is like someone like goes out and says we're going to legalize marijuana. That's happened in multiple states, even though it's federally illegal. Yet somehow Vegas pulled this. We're okay, but it's illegal everywhere else. And that has been upheld time and time again. Nope, federally, it's against the law for your state to do this. Well, New Jersey finally brought it to them and was like, nope, we want to sue. We're doing this. We're going to have sports gambling because Atlantic City is an absolute shithole.
Yeah.
Like, it's a great place to go if you want syphilis, but outside of that, it's like there's not a lot going on there. And so they sued for
That's
the
where
revenue.
addicts go. Like they're like, I can't fly to Vegas this weekend,
But
so
I can bust to Atlantic City.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's brutal. But they're the ones who brought the case, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court this week and passed that states have the right, that it was unconstitutional for us to tell the federal government to tell the states they cannot have sports gambling.
Well, it only makes sense because it's been going on for however many years in Vegas. So why would it be different if other locales had the same?
I agree, and they're acting like this is going to change the landscape of sports and cause more
like
controversy
fixing and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think my belief, you definitely going to have more fixing if it's an illegal enterprise.
Yeah.
You know, if it's out in the open, at least you got a shot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that they can get rid of fixing anything. I mean, that's going to be a problem. Money is money.
Yes.
Wherever there's money, there's power transfer, and people are going to do what it takes.
That's what always surprises me that, they do all those prop bets in Vegas that, like, to me would be easily fixable. Like, I'm surprised they even allow it.
Oh, my God. I would, if I was singing the national anthem.
Or flipping a coin or something, like.
But the national anthem is one that you absolutely have control.
Yeah.
Like, the person singing it should put $1 million on the fact that this is going to run over 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And
or
then
like
just-
they do, like, is such and such going to be mentioned X amount of times? Or
So mention them.
Yeah, like.
You know?
Yeah, I'm the guy talking to the mic.
I got $1 million on the line.
I can say meow 10 times, Like,
Listen here, meow.
yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree, man. But now we're gonna have. You know what ushered this in, and it's partly because of all that stuff. Is the DraftKings of the world
Yeah.
and all of that. Being able to
Monetize that.
allowing fantasy sports to fall into that little tiny window of, oh no, this isn't a game of luck. This is a game of skill. Don't hand me that bullshit.
Yeah.
And to prove that they'd always been absolutely full of shit, today it passed, right? 2 places applied for licenses. You had New Jersey immediately go perfect and get the ball rolling. Oh, and there was one other company that jumped in and applied for, DraftKings.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, first company to
Yeah.
jump in and go, oh, yeah, sports betting? Yeah, we've always been doing that. We got the infrastructure. Give us the permit.
Well, they probably want in because they don't get a lot of money. They're not getting money out of the players. They're getting money out of the advertisers. But if they get into where it's legal, then they can take a rake.
Oh, they take 10% already, but that's for, like, the software.
Oh, but a lot of people, like we do DraftKings.
Do it for free.
We do the free one.
Yeah, absolutely. And then we just do the shady back alley thing of having the money here.
Yeah.
How it's always been.
Exactly.
Back alley gambling. But this is going to be, if this goes down, and it's not over yet because Congress can step in and
they probably will.
And pass a law saying, look, it's still illegal in this sense, so you have to, like, the states would then have to petition. I guess I saw something like there's a loophole where Congress can still.
States love gambling because they all are for a lottery.
That's the other thing, right? We all have lotteries.
What I don't understand is the amount of money that goes into the lottery, and it's supposed to go towards schools and fix all these great things. And it sounds like the schools never get better, like.
It's mind-blowing the amount of money that comes through that, specifically for schools, and no one ever Has
Yeah.
any money for the school? Like the schools still need money. Teachers get paid
Yep.
$30,000 a year. It's
Yeah.
like doing something wrong there. People.
Yeah.
You got a ton of money coming through here, and you're not investing in corn dogs because those still suck.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
my kid can't read,
Yeah.
and the corn dog breath they have is obviously full of nitrates.
Yeah, and your
It's horrible.
infrastructure's no better. You know, it's not like new schools are popping up left and right.
It is really odd how horrible they are at managing that money.
Somebody up top's getting paid. Some bigwig admin people must be getting paid.
Yeah, Lotto Lou. He's killing it. So this is going to be fun to watch pop off, though, because sports gambling, man, that's a billions of dollars.
Well, they
man.
say the whole fantasy sports is what is basically keeping a lot of sports alive right now, outside of football. But they said it actually revived football too, and it's why football is number one, is because
they did. It made
fantasy.
casual fans hardcore fans.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the difference. But that's what sports gambling may do for it.
Yeah,
But for a guy like me, like, man, I used to gamble all the time back when I had a bookie. And I definitely had those weekends where I was like, oops,
yeah,
that was bad. I'm out $500 right now that I don't have. I gotta pay it. I mean, obviously you find it, you pay it, but you know, that was bad. And
you're still here with us.
you give me like easy access to that stuff, I'm probably going to start gambling again. So I know that's not a great endorsement for legalized gambling.
Gambling is a serious addiction. I mean, it's bad, and it ruins lives just as quickly as any drug or alcohol, you know? I mean, which alcohol is a drug.
But any addiction where you get the high when you buy it and not when you receive the joy, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And that's what gambling is. Your high goes down right when you place the bet. That's your peak happiness.
Yeah.
Like you're like, all right.
Well,
here
winning's
we go.
awesome too.
Yeah, but winning is just like, all right, cool. Let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling.
Well, that's why you continue betting even when you're losing, because you're like, this will be the time. This will be the one. And that's what the lottery is.
And yeah, it happens all the time.
You buy that ticket and you're like, I'm going to win. What am I going to do with that money? Because I'm going to win.
Yeah, you start dreaming about the money. I guess that is the difference with the lottery. I never place a sports bet and start dreaming about what I'm going to do with the money.
Yeah.
Because if I put 20 down, I'm only getting 20 out. If I put 200 down, I'm only getting 200 out. The lotto, you put $2 down and you get 50 million out.
Yeah.
That is a really good deal if you hit. Whereas sports, I've got like a 49% chance of hitting it.
Yeah.
There's always that. There's always the push.
Yeah.
Stupid push.
And that's where they make their money.
About right. So it's going to be interesting to see how it shakes things up, though, because right now it's like you only have the people who are in Vegas really moving the lines. Now you're going to open it up to the whole country, and we'll see how the lines move. Because for people that don't know, the lines are open not because that's where they think it's going to end. It's because that's how they think you will bet. Like,
yes.
Like if you make the Bills a 7-point underdog, then enough people will take the Bills to even out the people who take the Patriots.
Yes.
And then, you know, the money's made in the VIG, and then the line moves because as more and more people start betting on one side, Vegas goes, okay, we no longer have parity.
Yeah.
We need to move the line to encourage people to bet the other way, because the ultimate goal is to have 100 people on this side, 100 people on this side. You take your 10% and walk.
Yep.
It's the ultimate goal.
Yeah, it's funny because you see, like, you hear stories about, like, Mayweather, like, putting $1 million bet on a game, and you're like, and Vegas is getting freaked out, and you're like, that shouldn't even be a dent to them, but they try not to lose.
It just screwed up the whole thing because the dollars are here.
Yeah, because they try not to lose any money. I mean,
Yeah.
like, so, yes, $1 million might not be a drop in the bucket to them, but they don't want to lose any of that.
No, so now they need to move the line to encourage $1 million more to come in over here.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see how that works, because now every dumbass is going to have the ability to gamble. I bet lines fluctuate more wildly until Vegas figures it out and sets the lines
It
better.
is weird to me how good that those guys are when it comes to, like, not only doing the lines thing, but, like, over-unders and stuff. Like, they'll be pretty spot on with, like, guessing the amount of points that two teams are going to score.
It is pretty
like,
shocking.
You're like, how can you be that close within a point or two and certain sports. It's like, wow.
all the time too. And then the reason it moves is because of all the dummies betting, but like they pick it pretty damn accurately, unless it's a team like the Patriots or some shit like that, because they always have to, like, those are the ones you can make money on because they're not setting the line to where the game's actually going to end up. They're setting the line to encourage people to bet.
Yeah.
And so if it's like two regular teams, they're probably spot on.
Yeah.
But if it's some like crazy favorite or someone that everyone hates, like the line could be anywhere.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see, man. Hey, I got us a special treat for a Deli Sans the E today. I can go grab this.
Yeah, go grab them. I'll speak on it.
Take a guess as to what you think it may be, and I'll give you a hint. I'm wearing its logo.
Let's see, right now you're wearing a cool-looking hat that says the Vortex Burger and Brew. I think you told me in the past that's in Atlanta. I think you were down there. So it's either a brew from the Atlanta that you brought back, or I'm going to go out on a limb and say it might have something to do with the tank top you're wearing that looks like it is made from peeled-off Budweiser labels.
Ooh, you're getting closer. I am definitely. So a listener and a friend of the Pallet House, Matt, brought me. He heard that I was itching for a Budweiser tank top. Well, I'll be damned if he did not happen to have the world's best Budweiser tank top.
It's the world's most Budweiser tank top.
Yeah, there must be about 100 Budweiser labels on here.
Yeah, it just looks like a couple rednecks got drunk all day on a Sunday and just peeled off every label off their damn Budweisers and drank it and then stuck it to your tank top there.
I came down the stairs today wearing this. My daughter does a double take and looks at me and goes, and rolls her eyes. This one doesn't even know how to roll her eyes. And today, all of a sudden, it finally kicked in. She was like, eyes rolled. She just walks away. She was like, ugh. The other daughter turns around and is like, that shirt is awful. And I was like, and they don't even know what it is. You know, they don't even know that this is Budweiser labels. They just know that looks bad.
It's pretty ugly.
It's pretty awesome.
That's why I said ugly.
So I was telling my wife, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but I have a plan to rock this with the dong sarong at our next beach trip.
Hell to the yes.
But today, I'm pretty excited about this, man. I went out and got the Budweiser Freedom Reserve Red Lager. And this is, I don't know if I talked about this last week, how Budweiser managed to say they based this on George Washington's recipe. And quite simply because they just took the ingredient molasses from George Washington's recipe.
And added that to their Budweiser.
And then called it based on George Washington's recipe.
This red lager is brewed with toasted barley grains for a slightly sweet aroma with a touch of hops, a rich caramel malt taste, and a smooth finish with a hint of molasses, inspired by George Washington's recipe.
Ooh, inspired by.
12 fluid ounces in a little stubby bottle, and it's 5.4%, which is a little higher than their normal beer, right? I don't think Budweiser's a 5% beer, is it?
Yeah, it's got to be a little higher than normal. And they're doing some other thing where it says that they're donating some of the profits for Folds of Honor.
Yeah, see, it says Folds of Honor on there.
So this whole thing is like Americaned out. It's red, white, and blue. It's inspired by George Washington.
How do you know what it is?
Because it's fucking Budweiser. It's always red, white, and blue. And they're donating some of the proceeds to Folds of Honor, which is a veterans group. So it's like they have pulled out
all the stops
to make this the beer of the summer where everybody goes, yeah,
hell yeah,
do it.
It's in a bottle, though, which is weird.
You can get it in cans, but they're pushing the bottles because these stubby bottles are dope.
Yeah, but summertime, man, is canned beer time. It's lighter, goes in a cooler better, and you can drink it in the pool.
Don't tell Budweiser how to market.
All right, I'm just saying I can't drink these in my pool.
If you can't cut your foot on the bottom of the pool,
then
you're not in a Budweiser house.
Well, if you're drinking Budweiser, you might cut your pool open with some glass.
I get it, because it's an above-ground pool.
Oh, you get it.
Yep. I got it. I'm smoking what you're rolling. It's all coming together. So that's an interesting beer there. Now that I've had a couple, there's one thing in here that doesn't add up at all. It's the very first part of this where it says it has a touch of hops. I don't smell a single
know.
hop in that.
Or
thing.
taste it.
There's not a hop
It's
in
very
there.
malty.
They're using the word hop just to make people go, ooh, hops. But that's the least hop forward beer I've ever tasted in my life. And that's not an exaggeration. Like there is more hop profile
So
in
this
a Coors
is
Light.
red lager. What's a typical Budweiser fall under? Pilsner?
Well, no, it's a lager.
It's a lager? So this is a
But this is
red
It's
lager.
a red lager. And this certainly tastes very different than a Budweiser. Now that
Yes.
I've got it in my mouth, there's no way I would identify that as a Budweiser. It's not as good.
No. I don't think it's bad. But
This-
it doesn't taste like a traditional American beer.
I'm definitely holding off on passing judgment right now because I don't know what to make of the flavor profile. I'm working through it.
It finishes clean.
Oh, it finishes like America,
Yeah.
like a winner.
Oh, yeah.
I would give
I
you
can
that.
feel the American coursing through my veins.
I'm feeling more patriotic,
Yeah.
but it's probably the shirt.
Shirt doesn't hurt. That's for sure.
Shirt doesn't hurt.
That's right.
That should be
What
the-
average price on this? What was it?
It was low cost.
Like
So
about the same as Budweiser?
definitely.
$12 a 12-pack or something like
Yeah,
that?
no increase from Budweiser, and you just get the
They're passing the savings along to the Americans.
which is shocking because they know of no process more expensive
Than Beechwood
than the
Easy.
Beechwood aging.
You've always
process.
said that.
I've always said that.
said that.
It's on my shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, it actually does say it on my shirt. I had to look down. It's hard to read cursive upside down, but yeah, this is very interesting. This is, if there's one thing that jumps out, it's a very sweet beer.
Yes.
Right?
Definitely.
I mean, that is sweet. I wish Ely was here to try this because I don't know what he would think of this.
I think he would like this.
I think he would too because
'Cause
it's
it's
the
not
exact
hoppy.
opposite
Yeah.
of a pale ale.
Where do we fall on the name? Because I feel like Freedom gets thrown out there a whole lot. Not as much as it did years ago, but we're still banging that Freedom drum.
Well, it's America. I mean,
Yes.
we're all about freedom.
But Freedom Reserve, what does that even mean?
Well, it's like freedom, but
Reserve freedom?
not for long. You know what I mean? Like you only get it for a little while. It's like the freedom you get when you topple a dictator.
Yeah.
And there's that like 1 month where there's a vacuum and everyone has freedom. And then a new dictator comes in and goes, "Hope you enjoyed your freedom reserve,
Or is
because
it-
it's over now."
Or is it like you're really free, but just keep your freedom kind of in check a little. Be reserved a little with your freedom.
Yeah, freedom reserve. You get 1 month. Go, enjoy, enjoy, and then it's over.
Yeah,
Done.
you have freedom of speech until you say something we don't like. Then we're going to have a problem.
Freedom reserve.
Yeah,
Freedom reserve.
Yeah, reserved.
It's the level of freedom we give you when we topple your dictator. Freedom reserve. I think we officially figured that out. So what do you think of the actual beer itself? I see that it's 3/4 of the way gone.
Yeah, I'm getting it down. I think it's pretty good. I give it a 3.5, and I would and will drink more of these.
Okay, then
I don't think it's bad at all.
leads me to my next question.
I think it might be better than Budweiser.
that we already knew the question. So you do think it's better than Budweiser?
It's very different. You know,
It's very
It's
different.
not a traditional. You know, Budweiser to me is it's not a light beer, but I don't really think of it as a full flavored beer. You know what I'm saying?
Sure, yeah.
So to me, this just doesn't taste like any of the Coors, Budweiser, Coors Light, Bud Light, Miller Genuine Draft. It's not in that. It's not. It's under the Budweiser label, but it doesn't taste like any of those.
All of those Budweisers, I don't know how to necessarily describe the flavor, but everybody knows it. It's that like kind of tinny, crisp,
Yeah.
like bitey flavor, right? And
Yeah.
that's what all of those American lagers have. This has none of that, and that's what makes it so interesting. It is
Kind of like see what a color it is. It says red. I wonder how, like, it's hard to tell in the brown bottle. You know the brown bottle keeps it longer, right?
I do know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
just making
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
But I think it's pretty tasty.
Actually, if you go down the line of like a Killian's Red, like if
Yeah.
you use that as kind of your base, you're certainly in the ballpark.
Yeah.
This is sweeter than a Killian's even.
And less flavorful,
You think so?
I think. But, I mean, if I'm breaking the fourth wall here, I don't 5 years since I've had a Killian's. I mean, I just don't.
They don't even sell Killian's anymore.
Okay,
It's
well, there you go.
bullshit. Absolutely
You
crazy.
mean nowhere? Like they literally just don't make it?
I brought this up
Or just
about
not
a
in
year
this
ago on
country.
the podcast. I don't believe they
I
sell
wouldn't
it
listen.
anymore because I haven't seen it in at least 5 years.
Yeah, now that you mention it, I don't think I have either.
And I challenged people a year ago to let me know if they saw Killian's anywhere. I got 0
Wow.
people sending me in a picture of a Killian's. So I
Same
am
with
of
Red Dog,
Red Dog's been gone a long time.
Southpaw.
But this is certainly a very interesting beer. It's very sweet, and you can tell that the molasses has done that.
Yeah.
Very malty. It's much better.
Very George Washington.
It's much better now that I've had half of it.
Yeah.
The first sip, I was actually kind of taken aback, but I was drinking an IPA prior to that. So
Yeah.
that probably had something to do with it.
Yeah, we're slowly. Well, shouldn't be so slow, but we've learned that we drink so many different beers around here. I mean, it's like driving your mom's car 45 miles an hour down the road and throwing it in reverse. Like when you switch beers
Yeah.
like that, like it's like, hold on, what are we doing here?
And that's about exactly what I just did. But I can tell you, I'm liking
Yeah,
it
because an
more
IPA
and
is
more.
the opposite side of the spectrum.
Absolutely. But I'm liking this more and more. It's really smooth, kind of refreshing. I do think it's a little thicker. And I don't know that that's real. Like thickness is kind of
Yeah.
a made up. The viscosity of all these beers is the fucking same.
Exactly,
But there's something in there that feels thicker.
It doesn't feel as light as
Yeah, and that I think would wear on me.
but that's probably the red, you know. Mm-hmm.
But when given freedom, these are the things you do, even in reserve amounts.
Exactly.
I think I'm going to give it a 3.
Yeah.
I have a hard time going higher than that. I like the beer. I would drink it again. I'd really like to try it on draft. I have a funny feeling that this is a dope-ass beer on draft.
I can see that.
I dig it. I own 10 more, so
And we're going to crush them.
I'm going to go through them tonight
Yeah.
because I think it's a drinkable beer. I may go as high as 3.5, but I would say it's worth trying if you can find
It's
it
a 3 easily, and if someone were to argue a 3.5, I wouldn't disagree with you.
on draft. I bet this is better.
My monocle wouldn't fall out of my eye.
No, my monocle never falls out of my. I had it surgically implanted. So, speaking
Good pickup, dude. Good pickup. Good choice.
and the stubby bottle.
We'll say it's a deli.
There you go.
Even
I
without
like
deli.
it. I like it, dude. Speaking of monocles, my eyes have gone to shit. Do you wear contacts or anything?
No. And I have 20/20 vision.
So ever
and
since
I never eat carrots.
ever since the sty incident, I can't see.
Oh, really?
Like it's still bothering me.
When you said your eyes were going to shit, I thought you just meant like they're hurting, but it's like your vision is failing.
Every night, like as I start to get like tired, everything goes to shit. And
Like
if I
just blurs up.
yeah, and if I stare at my phone for any amount of time, all goes to crap. There's something going on there, man.
Have you been to an optometrist?
No, I'm doing it now.
You wear contacts, right?
No,
No glasses, nothing.
no.
Okay.
But I like everything else. I'm probably just waiting till it's really bad.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if I go in there and they're like, "Dude, you're legally blind."
Well, your vision is one of those things that slowly goes. It's like you don't realize it, until one day you do.
And that sty is what put me over the top because everything got blurry through that, and it's just never recovered. Or I'm just more aware.
Yeah.
Either way, it's go time. I've
Well,
been
when you're in
freaked
your
out.
late 20s, you probably should start going to the optometrist.
Thank you, Troy. I do believe that's probably accurate.
I think that's stage.
It's probably about time for me to check out one of these
Yeah.
things. Yeah, it's been bad, man. I don't know. It all went to pot on me in the last month, and now I'm just nervous that I'm really gonna have to like either wear glasses or get contacts. And when you've never had them,
Yeah.
you just like you don't want them.
My wife wears glasses and contacts. I can't imagine putting contacts in every day. It looks miserable, sounds miserable.
It would freak me out, man.
Yeah.
Freak me out. But I think I need to do it sooner than later because it's certainly getting bad.
Get some cool hipster glasses.
Damn right. Actually, when I was in college, I got a pair of like reading glasses, and my roommate because the prescription was so weak because I didn't really need them for anything, that my roommate would wear them all the time because when he would go out to bars wearing my glasses, the girls would hit on him.
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden he was attractive.
Yeah.
And so this dude rocked my glasses he'd be like, "Hey man, you're not wearing your reading glasses out to the bars, are you?"
They were just like cheap reading glasses too. They weren't even like some cool.
No, I had gotten like because I had the insurance and like so I went and they were like, "Oh, I mean, you got a mild. Here, we'll give you some reading glasses." They're like, "Cool, let me get those polo frames."
Oh, nice.
you
yeah.
know? And no, they just, dude, he got mad ass. In my glasses.
have a theory about that, about glasses.
Okay.
I think if you find the right glasses, I think you can damn near make everyone look better.
I agree.
At least not hurt. Like, maybe not better per se, but I don't think it hurts. If you find the right shape, I think people can look quite dope.
No, the old Four Eyes thing is when they used to put like big old stupid rims on kids, and then they'd get clowned. "Hey, Four Eyes, you look like a dumbass." But you're right. Nowadays, man, they got like, you get a square frame, you get a circle frame, you get an oval frame. It's whatever works for your face.
Different colors and
and then all of a sudden you look like a badass.
Yeah, it used to be like there was like 3 styles of glasses.
Yeah,
like,
dorky, nerdy,
but like
reading.
The 13-year-old got the same pair that the teacher had. Like there was no.
Yeah, because parents were like, "No, you get the standard issue glass.
Yeah,
put them on. Stop getting fucking D's."
Remember all the lenses used to be like the Coke bottle. Like it literally looked like the bottom of a Coke bottle.
Yeah.
Now like they got all kinds of like cool fucking. They're super thin. You can't even see the lenses in them half the time.
Yeah, they've come so far. So I guess I need to get some. I'll probably get glasses before I get contacts. I don't like the thought of that shit. Or you just go to the extreme and just have your laser touch your eyeball.
Yeah, you could do the.
Which I don't know what the what happens if it goes wrong.
Yeah, like what?
Do people go blind like from LASIK?
I mean, you never hear about it. So does it happen?
It's got to happen.
It's got to happen, right?
I mean, it's a laser on an eyeball. If someone bumps the table, I mean, that's your eye.
Have you ever seen how they do it? Like they vacuum up your eyeball to keep it still, and then like they take a razor blade and cut off your cornea and fold it.
Oh, what?
They fold it back and then laser in your eyeball, and then.
Nope, I'm out. Are you serious?
Yeah.
They remove your.
Yeah. They cut it back like almost all the way around and fold it back.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm out.
I'll just put some glasses on.
I did not know. I thought they went in there and they were just like, zim, a little slit, and then it's like it just healed right, and they were like, "Yep, that's exactly where we needed to just glance it really quick." But you're saying they actually cut it, fold it back, and then do the surgery, and then put the cornea back on.
To heal back, and then it has to heal up.
No, thank you. I mean, that's crazy.
I still stand by our theory we talked about a few weeks ago about how like the eyes are so sensitive, and we don't see more people missing eyes. Like it's crazy to me.
Yeah, but now I feel like that's how you miss an eye. You go in there and you just, ever so gently remove the cornea and then laser underneath it.
No, that sounds important.
And then just lay it back on and you just hope it all goes back to good. That seems really fucking medieval.
Yeah.
And yet I got all these people who are like, I never knew how much better my eyesight could be till I had them slough off my cornea.
Ugh.
You got me freaked out. Now I'm getting glasses. And all of a sudden, sticking a contact in my eye doesn't seem such a bad idea.
Sounds a lot less invasive, right?
I'll be like, hey, you know what I'll do? I'll just poke my eye every day. It's fucking dope. Yeah, screw that.
Yeah, no thanks.
Well, I was thinking about getting it done sooner than later, which now I'm serious. By that I mean I'm going to get glasses. I'm not going to, because I'll be damn if you're going to slough off my cornea.
I don't blame you.
But I wanted to get it done soon because my wife has a big old birthday coming up. Well, actually, the big birthday passed.
Oh, okay.
She's 18. We can talk about it now. We can talk about our marriage.
She's almost 21.
Almost 21. No, so she's always wanted to go to Italy, which I am. Oh, you grabbing more beers?
Yeah. You can keep talking. I can hear you. You want another one?
I only drink the Budweisers. If you
Yeah,
could
of
grab
course.
a Freedom Reserve, that'd be great. So she's got this big birthday coming up, and she's always, her whole life, wanted to go to Italy. Now, I can't afford Italy, so Italy hasn't been on my radar of places to go. But she's been pushing it for a long time. I guess, she's seen enough of it that she knows she wants to go to Tuscany. She's always wanted to go to Rome. She's wanted to see all these things.
Do Pirello tours. I swear to God, I see that commercial like 500 times a day.
Are those the boat people?
Yeah, the guy's like, you remember my dad?
Yes.
Mr. Italy.
Like, no, but I'm in.
Yeah. So you're going to do it.
So she was like, this is what I want for my birthday. Gracias. And I was
dare
like,
you.
you know
You
what?
just said gracias when I handed you a Freedom Reserve. I guess that is our new overlords.
Well, how do you say it in Italian?
No, you say thank you. This
Grazie.
is American.
Grazie.
This is an American beer. You don't say gracias.
Yeah, we gave them their freedom on reserve. The Italians, you just wait a bit. We'll see if it sticks. You've had it for 70 years now.
Okay,
See if it sticks.
so you're going to Italia.
I'm going to Italia.
Not the Busch Gardens one.
No, the real one.
The real one.
And, the last time I went out of the country, it went well. I spoke the language fluently.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
I want to go get the coolers. Hola. Adios.
As
Oh,
you
my
see
God.
there, that is mastery of the language.
Costa Rica.
Now, Spanish is a language that you hear all the time and it's very easy to speak. Now, you saw my mastery of Spanish. Time to go get the coolers. That's
Gracias.
That's Spanish. Hola.
Yeah.
Adios. Hello, goodbye. I nailed it. So now it should be very easy for me to master Italian. And in European countries, when you're not going to a third world country, they kind of expect you to at least make the effort.
Well, I'm not that traveled, so I will take your word on it. But I would assume that you go to any non-third world country, they're going to speak English, and you're going to be just fine, right?
Not necessarily.
Is that not the case?
How do you feel when someone walks up to you on the street and starts chirping another language at you?
I assume everyone should know English because I'm American.
Okay, there you go.
That's not right, but I'm saying that's...
No, that's because you put their freedom on reserve. You get a little bit of freedom,
Yeah.
but you should have tried harder. Well, it's the same thing over there. If you don't walk up and at least try, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They probably do speak English.
I mean, if you're visiting, I don't care, but I guess if you live here, it'd probably behoove you to learn the language.
They want you to try. Everyone has told me that if you go in, you just start speaking English, and then when they don't understand, you just start speaking English louder because you dumbass.
That's how it works.
You're not hearing the words coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I said spaghetti, chicken parm.
Yeah. Italian food. You get it.
Exactly. Food in my mouth.
See, I would assume that if you tried to speak their language and butcher it like I know you would or most Americans would, that's insulting too.
It is, but at least they're like, hey, you're a moron.
Yeah.
You're trying. Guess what? I speak a little English. And then they might help you.
They'll help walk you through it.
I've been told that you need to have a mastery of about 50 words before you go
That makes sense.
to at least
You don't need to speak in full sentences. You just need to say
no.
bathroom.
Yeah, bathroom,
Food.
beer, food.
Yeah.
That's it. Like if you can get the basics, they're gonna try
La
harder.
bibliothèque, things of that nature.
See. So I need to figure some of this out because this is on the horizon. Like I'll be there very soon.
When are you going?
It's at the end of next month. I'll be out
damn.
there. So I'll get back just in time for
What's
the
the
4th.
weather like over there?
Hot.
And so it's summertime
Yeah,
over there?
it's summertime over there for sure.
Well, it makes sense. It's the same hemisphere.
So, yep, there you go. So it's going to be very, very interesting to say the least. And this whole trip, she was like, "Hey, I want to do this. Let's make it happen." And so the first thing I did is I bought tickets to see Pearl Jam in Rome.
You can't just do that anywhere. It's not like they come to America.
So I bought tickets to see Pearl Jam in Rome, and then I go, "Hey, I got tickets to Pearl Jam. This is the week we're going to Italy."
Yeah.
So I kind of hijacked a little portion of the trip. That's
fair.
That's me time. That's
Yeah.
me time because I'm gonna get stuck.
Well, she'll want to go.
Oh, she loves Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
But I was just like, she was like, "Well, when do we go?" And I was like, "Here, this time,
Yeah.
right there." To go see Pearl Jam in Rome
You're like,
sounds freaking
I
amazing.
can't just hear Eddie Vedder mumble words anywhere.
I want to hear him mumble them in a whole different language.
I was never a Pearl Jam guy.
You've lost your mind. Like every celebrity gets to or every couple is like, "This is the celebrity I'd sleep with."
You would sleep with Eddie Vedder?
My wife and I have the same celebrity. I'm going Eddie. And then it's always a joke. It's like, well, which one of us? If I win, I'll probably never tell her. If she wins, she'll probably never shut up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, it just didn't work out. He just wanted to drink
I
wine.
never knew you had a man crush on Eddie Vedder. That's interesting.
What's not to love? The dude's from Chicago, right? Diehard Cubs fan.
Okay.
So
God, why did I not know this?
So got to respect that. And then
Who cares you're sleeping with them? Who cares what team they root for?
I'm not sleeping with him. That's gross. He's a dude.
That's not what you just said.
I don't know. You got some queer thoughts in your head, man. It worries me about
Hey, man,
you.
it's 2018.
I'm a straight man in a straight world. You're an odd dude. You're an odd dude. I'm gonna put that on you. I don't know where you get these weird ideas. But what I love about him, man, not only has the music always been amazing, but he's the one guy to But he's the So you're a fan. You know all the
I know all the
tunes. So he's like the only dude to come out of that whole grunge thing. Not only did he never have a drug problem, it's never been rumored he had a drug problem, but like he's alive. Like he's made it out. Who else from the grunge era? If there was a Mount Rushmore,
Nirvana, Stone Temple Pilots,
dead.
Hold on. What?
Yeah, you see what I'm getting at. I mean, everybody's dead, and he was born of like the mother.
I'm sorry, Dave Grohl's cooler than Eddie Vedder.
Dave Grohl only exists because Cobain blew his brains out.
No.
Yeah, he would have always just been the drummer from Nirvana.
His other band's better than Nirvana.
Okay, I'm not even going to argue that because
I'm right.
No, you're not. You're not.
I'm
but,
definitely
But
right.
I did see the Foo Fighters and was blown away at like what I saw. I didn't expect them to be good. I saw them and I go, oh shit, this is a real honest to God rock band.
Nirvana is only on that level because Cobain killed himself.
Not accurate.
That is totally accurate.
They were on Unplugged and all that because they were of that status. Who got on Unplugged? Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, and Stone Temple Pilots and Nirvana.
I don't think
it.
Nirvana would still be mentioned as frequently today if they stuck around.
You're probably right on account of.
I think they're on
I think he
another
would have
level.
fucked himself up like in another way.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they were trendsetters.
They
I
got
get that.
elevated.
I get
Absolutely.
that.
I agree.
I can appreciate that they were doing something different.
It's appreciate.
Yeah, I appreciate that they were doing something totally different. I never was in. I never got into the grunge thing.
But they were big enough that they were getting
hair
all of those slots, like the MTV Unplugged.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, they were big, man.
Yeah.
They were big. It's hard. You can't deny that. I agree with you. I don't know that they would have had the staying power of someone like a Pearl Jam, even a Stone Temple Pilots.
I like more Foo Fighters jams than Nirvana jams.
But I think Nirvana had a whole hell of a lot more soul. Foo Fighters they're just more refined.
That could be true.
You know what I mean?
Maybe I appreciate that more.
Yeah. No, and I think there's something to that because you said you didn't really feel Nirvana, right?
Yeah.
And Nirvana was kind of like driving, kind of muddy sound, whereas Foo Fighters is a lot more cleaned up and refined. And I think more easily accessible to the masses. I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying it's kind of different. The only consistency between the two is Dave Grohl.
Which is amazing, too, in and of itself, that he was in two amazing bands.
That guy.
Most people don't do that.
I like I said, years ago, I never had any respect for him. I mean, I respected him, but I didn't. After seeing them live, I'm like, oh, I was a fool. That was one of those where I had to turn around and go, nope, you're a fucking idiot. You've been in denial your whole life. Those dudes rock.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see him live. I did see the video when he fell off the stage and broke his foot and then
kept playing
and then toured with a broken foot. Like, didn't stop the tour, just made a dope throne and just rocked in it.
Which was badass, I mean, right?
That's amazing.
The dude's a rock star. Yeah, no, look, fucking amazing.
And that's where those guys make money now. That's where I was.
It's all about the touring.
So I worked a punk rock show this past weekend, and
how the hell? What was it called? The Punk and
Punk
Drublic?
and Drublic, yeah. Ran into our friend
the Hobbit, right?
Yeah, Mike
there
Bickett out there. He was out there interviewing some people. But it was cool because I was backstage and got to talk to all the tour managers and all the stuff, you know. And I was talking to the guy running the show, Nick, and he would tell me he's worked with Gaga and Bieber and worked with all these big time cats. He's out of California, and I was like, touring is where the money is now. He's like, totally. He's like, that's where all the money is. Like
albums, if you get a platinum album, you're like, okay, it doesn't mean anything to me.
I didn't see any money.
It's good to put on my wall. I'm psyched about that, but yeah, it doesn't make
it helps
any
with
money.
my tour.
Yeah. Oh, like look at all the people I can sell tickets to.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
But it was pretty cool, man. And I was never big into the punk scene either. My college roommate Tomboy was huge into it, and so a couple of these bands were some of his favorite bands from the '90s, late '90s, and it's just good. You know, it's good. Live music.
Punk is a misunderstood genre of music, if you ask me. Punk is about a couple things. People think it's about anarchy and fucking shit up, which clearly there is a faction of punk that is that. And it always had that mentality, right?
Yes.
It's kind of a going against it. But what makes punk? Simple, stupid melodies.
Yeah.
Redundant, kind of like easy driving riffs. I mean, Green Day is punk.
Yeah.
And they always were punk, but if you play Green Day for someone, I don't think people who never heard Green Day would ever go, oh, that's punk music.
Yeah.
It's melodic bullshit.
Yeah.
And that's what gets lost is the simplicity of punk. It's just supposed to drive and get you jumping and get you moving.
Well,
and
I
that's
realize it's a great festival music. Like, it's a good concert, like outdoor, like you just want to move and bounce around.
I think ska falls from the punk tree.
It does.
In a sense.
It's
driving. It's just they had horns.
There were 5 bands there, and 2 of them were, and it's not far off one of your favorite types of music. Reggae kind of is under that too. It's just
easy driving, and punk is
they throw some horns in.
Yeah.
But it was a pretty good time.
I believe it, man. Punk is one of those things that, like, every time I see a punk show, especially if it's not, because I don't like the death metal punk. I'm just not as into that. But you give me those shitty driving melodies, and then the attitudes, like, defiant.
Yeah.
That's what always has to be there. The attitude needs to be defiant.
Yeah.
The music doesn't have to be. One of my favorite Irish bands of all time is the Pogues.
Yeah.
The Pogues were considered punk music in the 80s. You go play that shit for someone today, they're like, oh, it's Irish music.
Yeah.
And it's because, like, the Dropkick Murphys and all that came out and made everything so much more hardcore.
Yeah.
That everyone goes, oh, the Pogues are, like, gentle as shit.
Well, the headliner was making fun of ska. He was saying, like, Real Big Fish will be here next month or something like that. And the ironic part was one of the horn players from Real Big Fish was playing in a band that had played right before him.
That dude's just crying over his meth.
Well, that dude's just like I'm getting paid. I'm touring with multiple bands.
He sold out in the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Real big fish joke.
Yep. I get it.
But you're a true fan of them, right?
Yeah, I like Real Big Fish. They're
Yeah.
fun show to go to.
So that was a good time. Did you see any fights or anything that
No,
someone would think of as punk?
No, didn't see anything like that. It's funny because these bands are from the late 90s, so everybody's getting up in age. And it was weird because from noon to 4 was a beer festival. They had 30 beer tents there, like
Time out.
good beer.
Time out. It was a beer festival anchored by a punk festival?
Yes, it was a punk/craft beer.
What could go wrong? Okay, continue.
And Saturday was 95 degrees.
Okay, so drinking more beer.
So the music didn't even start till 3 o'clock, but from 12 to 4, they had little 3-ounce goblets, and you could just get in line.
Oh, you could drink. It was all you could drink festival.
Yes.
Followed by, again, punk music?
Yes.
Just confirming.
And
How many police?
There were a decent amount. Actually, not too many. It wasn't that bad.
They could probably feel like they could have used more.
I didn't see one fight.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. They're there for the same cause. It's like family. It's not.
Yeah, family punches each other.
Well, punk. I think the punk that you're thinking about, like, they would be fighting the man walking down the street. They jumped the fraternity bros. They would get in a fight.
Yeah, there were no Brads there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are with their fellow punk guys, so everybody's there to have
Was
a good
everybody
time.
wearing jeans? Like 90-some degrees, everyone in jeans?
A lot of there were a lot of interesting outfits there.
See any kilts?
Saw a lot of kilts.
It's
The lead
the
singer,
weirdest damn thing.
the lead singer of NoFX was wearing like a mini kilt.
Oh, a mini kilt.
Yeah, it was a
that's-
short kilt,
That dude's a queer. He probably
And,
wants to sleep with Eddie Vedder.
probably. And yeah, saw a lot of people passing out. Obviously,
Well, yeah, if it's like 95 degrees and I've been drinking for
Yeah.
4 hours before I start dancing, I'm going to fall over.
it was a
at some point.
9-hour gig. Started at noon, went to 9 p.m.
What an insane setup.
Yeah,
I'm sure that was a blast, though.
So it was out at Redskins Park, and there's no shade out there. So like,
They still call it that? That's an awfully racist name.
yes, they do. Yes, they do. But it was a good time, and no issues were had. Everybody was safe and fun, and it was cool.
That sounds sweet. Now, you sent some of the footage in, and at first I was like, this doesn't look good. And then later in the day, you sent footage when you were like behind the stage
Yeah.
looking out at the crowd. I was like, oh, damn.
Well, they were hoping to get like, I think it would have held 10,000, and they were hoping to get 6, and I think it ended up being like 4,500.
You're still talking about almost 5,000 people. I mean,
Yeah,
that's still
but
a good time.
that's a big venue too. Like, it's wide open. So I mean,
Yeah, it's basically
it's like 3 football fields.
I was about to say, it's
Yeah.
a giant field. It's a really big field. So it'd be certainly larger than your typical football stadium as far as the ground is
Yes,
concerned.
definitely,
Probably
definitely.
At least 2 of those.
It was crazy too because there was a Flying Squirrels game, which is right across the street basically.
That's our minor league baseball team for
And that-
those out of the area.
And literally 30 seconds after the band finished, they did the fireworks show. It just happened to coincide.
Oh, that's pimp.
So like it looked like that fireworks show like was there for the punk rock show.
That's very cool.
So that was pretty cool.
That's,
But yeah,
I
it was a
dig
good
that.
time. It was a good time.
Well, I don't think I'll be seeing too many punks over in Italy.
No.
I don't think that's more of a UK thing.
How long are you going to be
German
gone
thing.
for?
It's like almost 10 days.
Oh wow! So it's a legit like you'll be there for a minute. It's not a quick turnaround.
No, yeah.
You'll unpack your bags and.
But we're staying at 3 different
Well, I was going to
places.
say you're probably
so-
traveling around, huh?
Yeah, you know me. I like to
Get on the train.
I'm actually going to do a bit of a road trip. I like to drive.
That's what you always do.
Yeah, so it'll
You're going
be.
to drive. You're not going to take a train because I think the train system over there is pretty
Well,
sick.
I think I will. I'm going to Rome, and then I'm going to fuck with trains while I'm there.
Yeah.
And then, though, when I leave Rome, I'm going to get a car and drive out towards Tuscany, Florence.
Nice.
So if anyone out there listening has suggestions for me, really the game plan is Rome for a few days and then off to some town. I have no idea, but it's like just outside of Florence, like on the coast, though, so an hour away.
I've never been to Europe, and the thought of it overwhelms me because I feel like if I ever did it, I would have to do all the cool touristy things, and I feel like, and I know it's not. I feel like you cannot. There's not an amount of time you can do it all.
I don't know how I'm going to do it.
My vacations, I try to vacation. Like I try to go to a beach and not do anything.
Yeah, I have 1 day of that.
Yeah,
Literally 1 day, and it involves a road trip to get to that day.
yeah.
So who knows how much I'll really.
You're
going to
come back
enjoy.
spent.
I'm going to be exhausted, but I timed it so that I come back, and then you naturally have the 4th of July. So
Yeah.
like I'll be back in the States and kind of just decompressing.
America.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Got my Freedom Reserve.
That's right. You be ready to rock.
Pretty excited about it. So yeah, I'm cautiously optimistic. I mean, I know Pearl Jam would be a good time, but when you think about it, when you're trying to go to the Coliseum and see the Vatican and like Sistine Chapel, and you're trying to do all these things, and then
Y'all going to the Vatican?
I'm within like a kilometer because that's my my measurement now. I'm within a kilometer of it where I'm staying in Rome.
Go see all the child touchers?
I'm probably going to stay on the outside because I'm so youthful and adorable.
Yeah, they'll pick you up.
No,
Get that guy with the Budweiser tank top in here.
So that's where. So we have 1 day at the beach, and I'm threatening my wife with Dong Sarong Budweiser tank top
Yeah.
while I'm out
It's
on
not
the
a threat.
beach.
It's a promise.
It's the most American thing
Yeah.
I could do,
Yeah.
and I want them to know when I say "excusey," I mean excuse me.
You mean get the fuck out of my way?
It's going to be a good look. It's going to be a good look. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I get, when I'm in those countries and I don't speak the language, nothing makes you feel more stupid
Yeah.
than just not being able to communicate on a very basic level.
Yeah.
And that's what I notice is always, I've made an entire career out of being able to speak and communicate with people. That is like my strong suit.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I lose that.
I like that I can walk up to people and talk to them.
Yeah, I can talk my way out of fights. I can talk my way into fights.
Yeah.
I can talk my way all kinds of things. But when the language is completely removed from you, now I've just got this face
And that shirt.
and this Budweiser tank top, and that's not exactly the look. So I'm going to be over there Griswolding Italy for a while. So I would love to hear though if anybody has good
Y'all have a good time.
suggestions for me outside of Florence. I'll be in Rome, anything there, and then just outside of Florence, like at a little winery. Of course, this is where I stay outside of Florence. I'm 10 kilometers outside of city center on a winery. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay there. So I'm sure I'll see plenty of Florence.
You'll be hammered,
Ham-boned.
just wrecked.
It's going to be awful. And I happen to have a car.
And they drive on the wrong side of the road.
No, they drive on the correct side of the road.
Oh, they do?
Yeah. Thank God. They're backwards on the language, but they're forwards.
I've never done that. Never driven on the other side of the road. I don't know how that would go.
I have. It's unnerving.
Yeah.
And you can forget really quickly what's going on.
Yeah. Well,
So-
just crossing the road.
It's not so much a problem when you're like on a country road. It's like it's
Yeah.
very easy just to go stay on this side of the line, dummy.
Yeah.
But when you get into like intersections and cities and all that, when you come through an intersection, you naturally try to go the other way.
Yeah.
And it's like, you dumbass, you need to stay over here. And that does throw you for a loop. Or coming out of a roundabout,
Oh, yeah.
you put yourself in trouble.
We're popping up roundabouts all over the place around here.
Dude, they're becoming the new speed bump. Like they're popping up
Yeah.
roundabouts just to control speed, not to actually like improve traffic flow, but to slow you down.
They do improve traffic flow. I don't know if you ever saw the Mythbusters. They busted that or confirmed that myth. Like it does help. The problem is, I think that theory works when you've grown up around it, and then maybe in 20 years it will work. But right now it's a shit show at every one of these things I go to.
I was out of my parents' house the other day, and I'm coming down one of the roads up in Northern Virginia, and it's a road that's like a 35 mile an hour road.
Yeah.
But you've lost your mind. It's a 55 mile an hour road.
Yeah.
Like we've all seen these. You're on this road.
Yeah.
You're like, come on, bitches. We can be going a lot faster than this. Well, at a 35 mile an hour road, you can't just put a speed bump there. They now have a roundabout that serves no purpose.
Oh, wow.
Like there's no
intersection?
There's an intersection on one side of it, but it's like a neighborhood. Like it doesn't require
It's not a
it.
thoroughfare.
And the other side doesn't have shit. Yet there's this roundabout here, And it's just to keep you from
So
going
you're hitting
55.
that thing going 55.
Yeah, so now you have to slow down,
Yeah.
and that's the whole point. They're like, you know what? We'll give you a speed bump. We'll call it a roundabout. We'll slow you down.
I do hate a speed bump.
It's awful, man. And if
They
you're
want to put those all through our neighborhood. Everybody keeps complaining. And I go, all that's going to do is make people speed even faster between the speed bumps.
and it's going to screw up your car. It costs
Yeah.
more. Like I don't need.
Yeah,
the
especially
wear
if you
and
live there. Like you're going to
That's
be
what I'm
hitting
saying. Every day you're hitting it 4 times a
yeah.
day. Fuck that. I don't like
No
that.
thanks.
I'd rather you put a roundabout in.
Yeah,
At least that I can deal with.
yeah. Because there's no good way to run over that speed bump a dozen times.
Every speed bump you hit, you're like, damn it.
Yeah.
Every time. Roundabout, look, I'll slow down. So I guess I'll take the roundabout over the speed bump.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that, but I don't want either.
No.
Let me just drive.
Yeah.
Like, if I fuck myself up, I fuck myself up.
Yeah.
Which is the plan in Italy. I'm trying to
You'll hit it.
I'm trying to wrap a Fiat around
Oh my God.
a wine vine.
Y'all will have fun.
No, I'm certain we'll have a good time, and I'm excited about it. But I do get nervous anytime I'm going somewhere where I don't speak the language at all.
You'll pick it up. I think Italian's pretty simple language to kind of read and pick up, right? It's not too far off.
I've done very little research.
Zero research. I could be way off.
I mean, I went over to a Spanish-speaking country, and I just intermingled Spanish and Italian, and I'm probably going to do exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, I know ciao.
There you go.
Is that hello or goodbye?
Who knows?
I think it's both. I think it's
Yeah.
like aloha.
Yeah.
Ciao. There we go. Look, I'm totally crushing it.
There you go.
Excuse me. Ciao. That's what I got.
Grazie.
Vino.
Yeah. Good to go.
Vino in the mouth-o. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it shakes out. That's like a month away. So send in the tips if you guys have them. Would love to hear about it.
We got to schedule this podcast around that.
Yeah, we're going to have to figure that out. There's going to have to be a couple episodes that we double up, something like that. You know, figure it out. I talked to a guy the other day, and he's talking about doing a boat trip where he wants to come out of here, and he's a big sailboat guy. And I'm talking to him the other day, and he says that he's putting together a Bros No Hose trip, which I think is how every like gay pirate story starts. You know what I mean? Like you can't have no hose.
Yeah.
Like the entire time you're on a boat, eventually things shake loose.
Yeah.
So I was a little concerned. I was like, I don't know about that. But he's like, it's 3 days. I was like, all right.
Okay,
I think we can all hold out for 3 days. Just bring some rum.
We've been on here 4 hours. I need a blowy.
One of you guys is going to have to go full on queer.
International waters.
But we're in the Potomac River. Stop with your semantics, weirdo.
Oh.
You're the one with that weird look in your eye. But so I'm thinking about going on this trip, and he requested. He goes, "Could you bring the podcast equipment?" He's
Nice.
like, we have generators on some of these boats. He was like, "We'd love to have you along, but we'd like you to do a podcast."
You're gonna need the audio dream boat.
Dude, you want to go?
Hell yeah! Sounds totally normal and straight.
It's 5 dudes with like big old sailboats. And these dudes all know what they're doing. I met the other guy. He's like he was a Navy pilot, and like he races cars. I'm like, okay, this dude seems like all man.
Yeah.
Like I'm in on this, okay, this is cool. And then the other guy I know, he's like, yeah, I got my boat. So they have 5 boats that just shove off on a Thursday.
That sounds awesome, man. I've always wanted to be a pirate.
Then they go out, they hit all these different areas. And every morning you wake up, you pull up the anchor, and then you sail out to another spot where there's like beaches or an island.
Sounds
Pony up,
pretty.
start
pretty
partying,
baller.
cooking. Yeah. They're like, dude, you would love it. They're like, but we want you to do a podcast. I was like, interesting. That'd be pretty cool to do a podcast from a
Hell
boat.
yeah! Do a couple of them.
Well, yeah, and but technically I would be back from Italy when this pops off. So that doesn't help. That was the whole. I was like, yeah, we could do a bunch on the boat, but never mind. That would really not work at all.
We'll figure it out.
We absolutely will. We absolutely will. Well, I hope. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the show. As always, we do love.
Yeah, if you're still with us after hearing Ely wasn't going to be here.
I know there's a few people that do tune out, but I gotta believe there's also a few people who turn it up.
Yeah,
You know?
hell yeah.
It's got to be the
It's
case.
a throwback. It's a throwback.
This really does go back.
Episode.
I mean, we're 4 years in, and the first was it 2 years?
Yeah.
You know, this is how the show went down. So you can't say we're bad at it. We're not great at it, but we're not bad at it. You know, it is what it is. But no, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We always do appreciate the support, and we love it when you reach out, give us some topics over at the email insidethepallethouse@gmail.com, or when you reach out to us on Instagram or Twitter @ITPH Podcast. We do love to hear from you over there.
Yep.
I know there's another one. There's a Facebook page. You can always reach out to
Facebook.
us there.
For all the old heads.
There it is. And if you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap your friends, do it, man. We love it when you show someone the light. Bring them onto the show, grab their phone, sign them up, at least give them the old subscription. At least then they know what you're talking about.
They'll be thankful.
They always love it, man. They always love it. So thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. We will be talking to you in a week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?
That was a really good podcast, don't you think?
There's nothing to see here.
Hey, I want to go get the coolers. Hola. Adios.
Been watching birds a lot recently. Boom. I don't even know how to phrase my feelings right now.